Hey, welcome back, y'all, to Two Sides.
One
Hey,
story.
hey, hey, hey. So we hope that you guys had a wonderful day. We just want to come back on here and do another video. I know we said in our last episode that we was gonna try and, put
Be
our faces out
consistent. Be
there,
consistent a little bit.
be more consistent, put our faces out there, just stop by sometimes, just say hey, check in on you guys. So today's episode is about treating people how you want to be treated. That is
Very important.
very, very, very important. So, before we get into any relationship tips, we did want to talk about the story that I'm sure all of you guys have been seeing
And hearing.
and hearing about. So, if you guys haven't seen it, I'm going to play a clip for you guys so you guys can see what's been going down. So apparently there was a situation that happened in Detroit at a McDonald's. Apparently, a worker, she unalived her
Supervisor.
supervisor manager. So I'm gonna play this clip for you guys so you guys can see what's been going on, and we'll be right back.
By a coworker. 39-year-old Jennifer Harris was a manager at the McDonald's on 9 Mile in Schroeder and East Point. Police say she sent an employee home early who then returned and stabbed her to death. We heard from one of Harris's 6 children on Thursday, hours after it happened.
We met the lady and everything. I don't understand why she had to kill her. Why take our mama from us? You knew we loved each other.
Tonight, Harris's friends and coworkers gathering at the East Point McDonald's where she worked and where she was killed. The group prayed for Jennifer and for her 6 children.
I love you, Jen. Love you. I love you so much. I hope you get your rest that you deserve. It was gone too soon, but you don't really deserve to go home like this. This was a bad tragedy on your family, on your kids.
I called her Jen Jen. On my second job, I would do a little door dashing in the Grosse Pointe area. She worked at another McDonald's, and she would always feed me every day for months at a time.
The suspect, 26-year-old Afeni Muhammad, is charged with first-degree premeditated murder. If convicted, she could spend the rest of her life in prison.
All right, y'all. Welcome back.
Crazy work, man. Crazy work.
So, I guess we just want to give our take on it. I'll just go first. I would say in no way, shape, or form should you ever unalive anybody for that kind of reason. It's McDonald's. I know we're in a decline as far as like jobs and stuff like that, but it's McDonald's. You can find another job.
Mickey D's, bro.
Right. But given the girl's mental health, I want to say we did kind of see like some other videos that have been resurfacing of her just kind of it just seems like she wasn't all the way put together in her mind. So maybe to her, she might have felt like there was no other way of getting around it, and she just felt like her manager or her supervisor had been bullying her, sending her home for no reason. But there were also videos of her doing stuff on the clock, like making TikTok videos. Y'all,
She definitely was a little touched.
Y'all.
She was a little touched. So, but
stop making TikToks
like she
on the
said,
job.
is no reason to unalive anybody under no circumstances outside of you defending yourself, rightfully defending yourself. That's the only sane reason I see, or logical reason I see for you having to take somebody off this earth. But yeah, so like she was saying, the young lady, I forgot her name. What was her name? Crazy Muhammad lady, but yeah, that's what we gonna call her, Crazy Muhammad lady. Yeah, she she had a video going around, well, a few videos, right before she got sent home. She was saying, her supervisor was a bully and all that stuff. So that's what brings us to treating people like you want to be treated.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. We're not justifying,
Not
once
at all.
again,
She could have got another job.
not justifying her unaliving this lady in front of everybody. Morning traffic, y'all know how Mickey D's get in the morning. 8 o'clock in the morning, she First of all, how you get sent home at 8 o'clock in the morning? Already getting sent home. Work just started, unless you overnight or something. But work just started. So apparently she gets sent home and she double back and come back with a little blade or whatever she had and just started, hacksawing away and
Mm-hmm.
in front of everybody,
And apparently, this wasn't her first.
customers, and like she finna say, apparently, this wasn't her first time, stabbing somebody, or she was in a domestic violence relationship. That's what they saying, and she actually stabbed one of her ex boyfriends as well. So she with the knife play, obviously, and
But that's the thing. I'm pretty sure that her supervisor didn't really know that about her. I mean, you meet
background
people,
checks though.
but you meet people. I know background checks,
Yeah,
but
like
you
yeah,
meet people and off the rip, you don't know everything that they've been through unless you talk to them or you have a relationship with them, so you know what they've been through. So that's why it's important to just treat people equally. I mean, even if she did have a little issue, maybe the manager should have got somebody else involved. Maybe she may have, maybe needed to take it up a notch. Like, okay, well, maybe because you just never know. Like, it could be people last straw. You know what I'm saying? And they just completely take it out on you. Again, just treat people how you want to be treated. That's it. I mean, I know I do that. Josh do that. Josh will tell you, like, he'll talk to anybody. Okay. Sometimes I'll
man,
have to be like, okay, Josh, we have something to do.
I
We need to
give
go.
I give everybody grace. I'm always give you grace, no matter if you unfortunate on the street, homeless, or whatever. I don't know, just how I was raised. I always give people grace. I don't judge people. It's been times where I ain't really have it, but I'm asking her like, hey, you got some cash on you or whatever, because I don't know. I'm just a kind-hearted person, and I always give people grace. I'll sit there and talk to people for 10, 15 minutes. Monica be mad like, can we go? She be giving me this there. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that because you never know what somebody going through, and they probably just needed to vent to the next person that they and I see it in their eyes, like me sitting there having that conversation with them, or whether they think I'm paying attention or not. I'm willing to listen to whatever you got to say. So
Everybody's
I'm
favorite
yeah,
favorite starter with Josh.
uh,
You play basketball, huh?
yeah, they be trying to reel me in, and I don't know how to just walk off from people, so they'll get me.
I'm like,
And then we'll
sir, we
get to
have to go.
talking, and then I don't know. I just give everybody grace because, like I said, you never know what somebody going through. It could be their last straw. Like, oh, I'm tired of people blowing me off or whatever, or treating me a certain way because I'm less fortunate or whatever, or on the street or whatever, and they jump off a bridge or something crazy like that, or walk out into traffic because they feel like don't nobody want to give them the time of day. So
Right.
but it is what it is with that. But yeah, the whole treat others, and that's what I say, because I wouldn't want nobody to, I'm coming up to you trying to have a conversation, whether I'm gonna ask you for something or not. Because 9 times out of 10, they coming up to me because they want to ask me for something.
Right.
And I know that, but I'm gonna have the conversation with you first to inform you and not inform you, but to remind you that you're human, that you're still human, no matter what you're going through. So
Right.
that's that. But yeah,
So that's important. And so that also rolls into relationships too, right? So I know we kind of live in a day and age where social media is very, very prevalent in everybody's lives. I mean, we're 90s kids, so we kind of watch the evolution from not having a PC, not having the
man, we had
internet,
dial up. Y'all remember the dial up
going up
when
into dial up
y'all remember
when nobody could be on the
man, you
phone.
remember the dial up.
Cause nobody be on the
Moms used to be like,
phone.
I'm trying to get on the phone, and we trying to, that's what MySpace was popping. We trying to get
So
on MySpace. Right.
we've absolutely watched the evolution of what it used to be up until now. And it's easy to get sucked in to
Oh,
what you think what you think everybody's life appears to be. Right. So people can make things look a certain way And it's really not that. Like, they can be mean, they can be evil people behind the scenes, but you never really know. So my thing is, your marriage, your relationship is only going to be as good as you make it, right? So you have two people. um Respect has to be number one for both of you guys. You know what I'm saying? I treat Josh how I want him to treat me. I try to lead by example. Does that make sense? So when I know, say for instance, we're getting into an argument and I know Josh may be upset about something, like, I'll allow him to be upset and I won't be as upset. Does that make sense? Because I respect him enough to hear what he has to say and really listen so that I can understand what's going on. Like, that's always my thing. Like, I'm just trying to understand. Can you explain it to me so that I can get an understanding so that we don't have to keep traveling down this same path? So just really just having a mutual respect for your partner goes a long way, a very, very long way. And so, like I said, just treating others how you want to be treated. Friendships, relationships, marriages, they, I don't want to say they all work the same, because not necessarily work the same, but as far as your relationship and your marriage, respect should be top tier. I should know that I'm respected when I'm here, and I'm respected when I'm not here. Because how would that make you feel if your partner was being disrespectful behind your back, right? Right? How would that make you feel if you know that I was being disrespectful to you behind your back? Trust, like, you wouldn't be able to trust me. And again, I know we say it all the time. I think I said it last episode. Lying is probably number one top tier for me. Please don't lie to me. Please just don't. Just don't even attempt to do it. So again, how I want to be treated is how I treat Josh. And I feel like that does make our relationship stronger. It does help propel us forward on my end. What do you feel?
Um, well, in every relationship, it's gonna be 50-50, and you always gotta give a little bit more than you receive. So I feel like if you go into a situation you um and you got a goal in mind or where you want this relationship to go, or any situation, it don't have to be a relationship. Just like I said, just treating other people how you would like to be treated. I feel like you go a long way, but being kind to one another.
Don't bring sinners in
I
this.
mean, you go a long way. You'll go a real long way by just doing that. So we always try to throw a little humor into these serious situations, but like we were saying, like back to the young lady who was unalive. Rest in peace to her, and it's unfortunate she left behind 6 kids. Single mother, and it's a sad situation. But like like the young lady was saying who unalived her, if that was going on, I mean, because you do got some supervisors who just off the rip the scale, and they just don't know how to talk to people, and they feel like because they've been there for a long period of time that they just above the you above the system, not knowing that these Fortune 500 companies that you work for really just gonna replace you if something happened to you, not even going to care for real, maybe put out a little statement, and then they bring it in a transfer from another store over to run your store. So I just feel like, and I'm not saying that's the reason why. I mean, because like we said, it's never a reason to take somebody's life, but just be kind to people, man. And although old girl was probably a bad worker, like Mo was saying, like she had TikTok videos of her. She supposed to be stocking the cups and whenever
In the
in
McDonald's jacket.
and she back there doing TikTok videos. So 9 times out of 10, that was probably some of the reasons why she was getting sent home, being a poor worker or whatever. But you never gonna accept that accountability and accept the fact that you're probably the reason why you're getting sent home. So it's always gonna be somebody else's fault when you're that kind of person. So just
Watch how you talk to people.
yeah, that's all
Watch how you talk to people.
yeah,
There's
that's
always, and I'm not saying just let people run over you. but I am also saying there are ways that you can handle situations, right? It doesn't cause for the rah rah all the time. Just
Now I ain't saying be no custer.
no,
C-Mac voice, he custers. I ain't
no.
saying be no custer. But
But you can handle situations professionally, and you can handle situations
it's
where you get your
it's a
point
time and a
across.
place. It's a time and a
Time
place.
and a place for everything. And again, for me, last thing, get your mental health checked out. Okay, we got a lot of stuff going on in the world
It's
right
real.
now.
It's real.
The world is topsy turvy. Okay, go get your mental health checked. Okay, talk to a therapist. I don't care what they be talking about. Oh no, I don't talk to. Go see a
Most
therapist.
people.
Okay, I don't care. I don't care. Go find a therapist.
I don't want people
Talk
in
to
my
them.
business. You need
Talk
help.
to somebody.
You need help.
Okay, if you find yourself not being able to calm yourself, your anxiety is through the roof, you having panic attacks, you having depression, all of that stuff, do not let these things go unchecked, because when you let them go unchecked, they will creep up on you, and then you'll just implode from the inside. And then what? Then now you at somebody emergency room not knowing what's going on the whole time, having an anxiety attack.
Oh yeah.
So
Mental health is
get your
real. Mental
mental
health is
health
real.
checked out before you're gonna you're gonna snap. Then it's gonna be, oh my God, did you hear about such and such? She snapped.
But yeah, so in this young lady's situation, do you feel like her company kind of like failed her? Because if the background check was really ran
Then
and
they would have seen
and
the
you see the
right, something.
attempted unaliving on whoever, if that really was because it was other reports out that she like this wasn't the first time she used a knife on somebody. So you feel like the McDonald's
They
kind of like,
overlooked it. They
yeah,
could have
because
overlooked
you know
it,
how they be
yes, trying to
desperate
give
for
her a
worker,
job.
yeah.
But
So
also, I also feel like the people that were around her, like she was doing just all kind of stuff in front of the camera by herself. It looked like some other people were like recording for her. Wasn't nobody telling her like, girl, I think you need to go talk to somebody. That don't sound right,
yeah, she
but
had a lot of crazy
it just seemed
dark
like,
videos on her page,
yeah, so yes, absolutely. The company was probably just desperate for workers. And not to say that they were wrong on their part. They probably didn't know that this would have happened, but you just never know. And I hate to be like that, but that's why, a lot of people, they don't be wanting to hire folks, because
yeah, and
we
I ain't
can't
trying to
take
be
the risk now. Look,
right,
McDonald's all over the
and
news.
and I ain't trying to be in nobody's business, but like it's some people I'll be like, how they get a job?
How
So these
did you
background checks,
get here?
I don't think people taking them background checks as serious as they should, but
How did
they
you get here?
should,
How are we working at the same
because
place?
y'all putting people lives in jeopardy and danger and all that. So just like I said, just be mindful on how you talk to people, what you say to people, because like I said, you never know if this person is one attitude away from the next person who walked past me.
I'm gonna just kill him. Right.
It's really the ones out there like that. Like, they just waiting for a reason so they can feel like they justified and did what they did. So, just
Be
but
mindful.
yeah, I don't want to be long winded on y'all, but thank y'all for tuning in. Like, comment,
Hey.
subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let us know what y'all think about that topic. It's an unfortunate situation once again. Rest in peace to that young lady.
And let us know in the comments, have you received any kind of therapy or counseling or anything like
Right.
that? How serious do you take your mental health? Let us know down
I
in the
hope real
comments.
serious.
I hope real serious. But until next time, guys,
Right.
peace.